Some afternoon Wood. My name is Wood. Let me jump right into it. I'm just kind of tripping out on the whole what's going on with Baker Mayfield and how it became so popular to just publicly hate on the guy. Uh, it just when the topic becomes on the sports talk shows, when the topic becomes um, did he say the wrong thing or did he say the right thing? Like, how are we supposed? What gives us the right to sit here and say that this man can't talk about his business the way that to defend himself and to kind of try to take back the narrative, control of the narrative on him? And it's just like it seems like this was such a simple read on what's happened, and that the dude is justified, in not feeling good about it. And I think, shout out to Louis Riddick, who I really agree with a lot that Louis Riddick says with regard to, just you can't just use Baker Mayfield's contract, his yearly salary. You just can't use that against him and say that because he gets $19 million a year, he should just shut the hell up and be quiet. Like he could just be treated any kind of way because he gets X amount of money. That's some bullshit to me. So I like that Louis Riddick came out and kind of pushed back on Jason Williams about that. But the other thing that's in the midst of this is this whole thing that we've been talking about for several years now. When people want to throw out there, well, he's being emotional. He's speaking from emotions. He's just getting emotional. He's too emotional. I'm sorry. Point me to anything in this country that's getting done right now, and for the last several years, point me to something that's happening where somebody is not doing it out of emotion. Nobody is hitting a three-point shot without expressing emotion. Nobody is catching a football for 25 yards without getting up and showing some emotion. Nobody is sacking a quarterback or diving into the end zone without showing some kind of emotion. Nobody is hitting the giddy because they're not emotional. Like, that's what we do. And then when someone gets pissed off or gets disappointed or their feelings get hurt about some business move that's not working, that's working against them, now we want to sit here and say, well, you can't be emotional about that. You're only able to be emotional when you have a highlight play or something. That's just foolish to me. Like, everything out here, everybody with a YouTube channel is speaking out of emotions. Everybody with a podcast, everybody with a damn tweet is tweeting out of their emotions. So what they get in here and said earlier today, again, the kid is not even, the young dude is not even supposed to be a human being. From what, and I'm not a Browns fan. I'm not really a Baker Mayfield fan. I don't hate the kid though. He's just not on my team. So even though I'm here in Ohio, I just sit here and watch what he's doing. But what he said makes all the sense in the world. Or did the team just really fail him in all? If we really want to keep it funky with the whole situation, the dude went out here to play ball last year, and whether it was somebody in the front office, whether it was Stefanski, the head coach, whether it was a team doctor or whatever, why didn't anybody just go to this young man and just say, hey, we shutting you down for a few weeks, or we're shutting you down for a month and a half or something? Why did they continue to send this dude out here in bad shape, expecting him to produce? And then even though he goes out here and does all of this, and now you want to say he threw all these errant passes and he's inaccurate, a problem that he didn't have coming into the league. But now when he goes out here and now you want to say, well, he had this sling on his shoulder or this brace or whatever, and it was causing his mechanics to be all bad. And now you want to show all these passes where he was badly inaccurate. But the team still made it to the playoffs. And they got to win. The team had never even got a win. In recent years. But now you come out here and it's like, okay, so they go and do the deal. He was told one thing or whatever, from what we understand. They go out here and get Deshaun Watson. And we know what that means. The money that they invested in Deshaun Watson and what how things are likely going to play out moving forward. And then the timing of when they did all of this. So now Mayfield is not only supposed to be quiet about how he was treated, what he was told, how his job is kind of gone away. Not only is he not supposed to say nothing about that, and maybe that is a part of the NFL, but now the dude is sitting here like, well, I don't even have a chance to go somewhere and try to resume my career. I don't even have a chance to get traded to another team and go somewhere and either be listed as a starter going into the season or be in a competition, stand a good chance to compete for the job and just win it. The dude is just sitting here kind of in limbo. And really that whole part of this whole situation is really a reflection on the front office of the Browns. Because here it is, you have two quarterbacks that you're paying nearly $20 million or more for. One of them isn't going to play. And then being that this dude was the former number 1 overall pick and everything that's going on, now you really can't even have this dude in the locker room. So obviously, nobody is going to trade. Nobody is going to be willing to trade for him and help them out. So you can't even have the dude in the building or on the sidelines or nothing. And again, the dude is just saying, damn, okay, I understand that that I was shown the door basically, and maybe I was lied to or misled, or maybe my home franchise per se was disingenuous with me and all of that. I'm over all of that. But how can I move forward? And I think that's what he's pissed off about, is that there is no way for him to move forward. Like, a lot of things have to happen to free up for somebody to need him. She looking like she had enough of that. But yeah, something has to happen some things have to happen for him to be brought in, and a team to really sit down and try to figure out a way to bring him in. But we know where everybody is with their salary cap, all the moves, the personnel moves that have been made. It's really just not easy at this point in the NFL calendar to go out here and bring in a dude who's making $19 million a year. So, he has this comment on this. I don't even know what podcast this is, but the YNK podcast or something, with him sitting on his couch talking to somebody. And he was very frank about it. Like, hey, how would you like me to go to somebody's cubicle and just boo them for how they do their job? And I guess that's where now the people on TV, all the studio guys and the former players and whatnot, the podcast guys, now you go and pile it on and say that the dude is just being emotional. But damn, how many licks is the dude supposed to take? How much is he just supposed to stand by and get beat up and not state the obvious thing? Like, so we get back to the point with a lot of these guys is, his talent level is kind of up in the air at this point. But I don't think it should be over with him. I think I just think it's a matter of where teams are with the moves that they've already made and where they are with their salary caps. We're ahead of the draft. I know it's not a quarterback heavy draft class and whatnot, but a lot of teams are just, because Seattle's not in a great position with the QB. The Houston Texans, I don't believe, are in a great position with the QB. That's two that come to my mind right off the rip. But, yeah, I think the dude is just like, it's a lot of uncertainty in his future. And he went out there and played when it was probably ill-advised. And then you turn around here 5-6 months later, and you don't even you might be out on the street. That's a kind of an unprecedented scenario for a guy. And then it's almost, lastly, so I can get off of here, I got something to go do. But it's almost like we just go and collectively hate on the guy because he's had some commercials, or he has a lot of commercials. This is why this is why I don't know, man. I can't say I feel sorry for the guy, because I think he's gonna have a chance, you know, he's gonna have some kind of second chance here, you know, very soon. But like I said, the expectation is that you just sit here, take all of this, and don't say nothing, and keep a smile on your face. And I don't agree with that. And I don't even think it's any kind of real repercussions for him to face for speaking out. Yeah, these guys on TV, they need something to talk about. So yeah, they go out here and say whatever, but that don't really mean, that doesn't really amount to a hill of beans. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna stay tuned and see what pans out for the guy. But it's just real weird. Like I said, I guess it's just a matter of this being easy. It's an easy way to blow 15 or 20 minutes on all of these different talk shows, and everybody has a free pass to just pile on the guy and point the finger at him, when it's really, again, the dude is out here playing the game, a very challenging game and physical game. He's out here playing compromised and didn't get it done. And so it's just, the popular thing is to go attack the kid. I think that's kind of BS. So anyway, I just didn't agree with what I was seeing on TV this morning with regard to Baker Mayfield. And then I think some of these guys are also being disingenuous, that they wouldn't handle that situation perfect neither. You know, if the shoe was on the other foot, not a lot of these guys would handle that situation that great. The one silver lining in here, though, for Baker Mayfield is that, you know, his personality, or his demeanor, his maturity level, all of that stuff is being called into question. And I think that kind of stems from what we've seen in the commercials, some of his antics on the field and whatnot. And, you know, again, in a comment I was making about Colin Kaepernick on another platform was, when you just flat out aren't elite at what you do, or you aren't a top 5, top 3, top 10 guy, you know, when your production doesn't overshadow any negatives against you, that's when things get away from you. And that's where he is right now, is where he isn't quite he isn't quite able to deliver at the high level that a lot of people would associate with a #1 overall pick. And then he's a quarterback. So it's easy to tear the dude down. So I hope he keeps his head on and gives himself a second chance, a good shot at whatever second chance he get. Hell, Tennessee might be another place where they don't have their quarterback situation together. Maybe even the Saints might not even have a great situation. It could be a number of different suitors once the season starts, some injuries happen, or the truth starts coming out on some other young players, some other young quarterbacks. You know, Mayfield, there could be a market that develops for the guy. That's just my take on it. Let me get out of here. Enjoy the rest of your day. Getting ready to get to Friday tomorrow. I'm out. Peace.